When you compress your feeding window to 6 to 8 hours a day, you start to have even more benefits, as this is when autophagy starts to kick in. So I'm going to give you some stuff so you remember this. So again, the 10 to 12 hour window, we have growth hormone. 6 to 8, autophagy. Now, what is autophagy, you ask? So Greek for auto, self, and phagein, to eat. Autophagy literally means eating oneself, which doesn't sound so great, but what it's actually doing is eating the damaged cells. It's where the damaged cells in your body and your brain are cleared out, recycled, or repaired to make room for healthy cells to proliferate. See, our bodies are meant to stay in balance between breaking down and building up. And a great example of that is our bones. Every day we are breaking down bone and remodeling bone. This is something we do on an ongoing basis. Same with our muscles. We have other damaged proteins that we need to do as well. Things like advanced glycated end products. These are known as AGEs, and these are the proteins or fats that you eat in your diet that bind with sugar in the bloodstream. They don't need enzymes to do this, and they make these compounds that create inflammation and accelerate aging in the body. The best way to think of an AGEs is to look at bread. Look at the crust on bread. That is literally AGEs in action. That is happening in and on your body. We do not want that. And here's what's cool. Autophagy can use the old damaged proteins to create new proteins. So here's a great description from Dr. Jason Fung from his book, The Complete Guide to Fasting. He says autophagy is a form of cellular cleansing. It's a regulated, orderly process of breaking down and recycling cellular components when there's no longer enough energy to sustain them. Once all the diseased or broken down cellular parts have been cleansed, the body can start the process of renewal. This is where you start to deplete all the glycogen stores in the liver. So when you start to go that 24 hours plus, you deplete that glycogen in the liver, and that puts you into ketosis, which is a metabolic state in which your body uses fat and ketones for fuel rather than sugar as its main fuel source. Now, you can also achieve this through a very low carbohydrate, high fat diet, or you can achieve it through fasting. And ketones themselves are a very efficient fuel source for the body, and they also act as an appetite suppressant. And you probably heard this from people who are on keto. They're like, I'm just not hungry, right? Even though they're eating less calories. You also start to get an anti-inflammatory effect from it. Your gut doesn't have to do all its normal digestive work. It has time to rest and chill and restore. Plus, BDNF, this is brain-derived neurotropic factor, it's released. And this is really important because BDNF promotes the survival of nerve cells by playing a role in the growth, the maturation, and differentiation and maintenance of these cells. Basically, ketosis can help repair your brain. In fact, my son, when he had his traumatic brain injury and re-injury, first thing that I do is put him back on a ketogenic diet. So another thing that happens during this time is stem cell production starts to go up. Basically, your body's upregulating everything to help you de-age. So now you're probably wondering why everyone wouldn't just do this all the time. So I think the answer here is that really you got to use fasting as a tool that you cycle. If you did it all the time, it would be too stressful for your body. But more importantly, if you're low in skeletal muscle to begin with, it can be difficult to get the ideal protein intake that you need if you're fasting. And if you're fasting, you're not activating something called mTOR. And you need mTOR activated to build muscle. And you need muscle to burn fat, improve insulin sensitivity, and have a better metabolism. So you want to have fasting as a tool in your nutrition toolbox to help with quickly restoring insulin sensitivity and therefore better blood sugar balance, and to support deep cellular detox and kick up that BDNF, the growth hormone, and stem cell production. And then you want to alternate it with building cycles so that you can make sure that you're supporting your skeletal muscle mass as well. Now, here's the deal. If you are actively trying to put on muscle or dealing with high stress, I would limit fasting to time-restricted feeding only, and I'd keep it within a 10-hour window so that you're getting in 3 meals and you can really have optimal protein, which if you're trying to build muscle or handling stress, you're going to want to make sure you're getting in that protein. Remember, you're going to design your program around your goals, your current health, and your lifestyle.